11 of the season. Presenting first the team lineup of IFC ILOILO. Starting with number 98, Freddy Cortez. Number 4, Kevin Moment. Number 5, Mike Ott. Number 8, Marvin Aguiles. Number 22, Fish Arboleda. Number 23, Team Captain Simone Rola. Number 24, Sherwin Pasindanan. Number 32, Agnes Toffler. Number 39, Paul Rugas. Number 77, Martini Ray. And number 80, Kaishu Yamazaki. The substitutes of IFC ILOILO are number 16, Nathan Bata. Number 6, Brandon Zambrano. Number 7, Chobin Benic. Number 12, Martiano. Number 10, Janjan Melissa. Number 15, Marco Casambre. Number 25, Eric Esso. Number 13, Lucas Del Rosario. And number 44, Oti Menzi. The head coach of IFC ILOILO is Mr. Yu Hoshide.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for our Super Sunday in match week 3 of the 2025 to 2026 PFL season. We have a double header today. Our first match at 4 p.m. will be Kaya FC Iloilo against Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And after that, stay tuned because at 7 p.m. later today, we also have a major showdown between One Taguig FC and Aguilas UMAC FC. So that's our action for today here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Natasha, how are you doing today?
I'm good, and it's exciting to be having all these games back-to-back matches. Yesterday, of course, we also had 3 games that were played here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, our venue, of course, for almost all the PFL matchups this 2025-2026 season. In a few minutes, we're going to watch the defending champions, Kaya FC Iloilo, take on a revamped Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. Kaya, of course, coming into this game, they did have back-to-back wins in the PFL League, but recently with their AFC Champions League 2 game just this Thursday, they had a disappointing loss against Ampines Rovers. So they're definitely hungry to bounce back and get to winning ways again.
Yeah, as you did mention, they have been really good in the PFL so far this season. They are the only team yet to concede a goal in the whole league, and they've won their first 2 games. Their first game here was also a very dominant win against Philippine Army. Then their second win last week was a major win against a rival, a direct rival for that matter, in a 1-0 victory over Aguilas UMAC. So Kaya FC Iloilo, strong start to the PFL. You expect no less from the defending champions. Again, they are going for a historic 4-peat, which has never been done before in the PFL, as we see their team warming up here. It is a slightly changed starting 11 from their previous outings, but nevertheless, it's a very strong starting 11 for Kaya.
Of course, when you talk about Kaya, as we mentioned earlier, they did play just this Thursday, 3 days ago, in the AFC Champions League 2. So a bit of shuffle in the lineup here and making sure that they have all personnel taking advantage of the fact that they do have a deep bench. So a lot of the other players will get a chance to get on the starting 11 in this matchup. As you said, 2 games so far, 2 big wins. Meliza already on a hat-trick, 3 goals to his name. Ott with 3 goals to his name as well. And Komaki with 2 goals to him. So a lot of different players with already capable of scoring for the side of Kaya FC. You also have the likes of Bedic, Daniels, Ray, Menzi, who have also gotten on the score sheet for Kaya FC. And this is only their 3rd game.
Yeah, and you did mention it. They are going to be a slightly rotated squad today, but you did mention that their bench is the deepest maybe in the whole PFL, because you can see here that they've rotated. Paulo Bugas will be a player to watch. He didn't even start in the previous matches. That's how deep their bench is, that a player like Paulo Bugas is only getting his first PFL start today. And yeah, what a player to watch out for. Of course, a well-traveled player in the PFL. He's played around multiple big clubs, and now he's here for Kaya FC Iloilo. He'll be looking like it's going to be him on the wing today. We'll see when the game starts if he is, but of course he is a versatile attacker. And yeah, very exciting prospect to see him finally starting for Kaya FC Iloilo as we actually approach the coach's interview for Coach Yoshide of Kaya.
That's back in Egypt. Yes, especially we lost against Tampines Rovers last game against last game, so we have to bounce back. So especially mental side, we have to prepare. So hopefully it will be really nice game for us today. So we will have a confidence back in Egypt.
Well, there it was mentioned by Coach Yoshida that they did lose as recently as last Thursday. And if you're Valenzuela PB Mendiola, on the other hand, there is a little window of uncertainty that maybe you can exploit today. They won their first game last week against Philippine Army. It was a close game, and at the end, it was a 1-0 victory for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, with Balot Doctora, the PFL veteran, getting the lone goal of the game. Tasha, I think you commentated on that game actually. Is there anything from Valenzuela PB Mendiola from that game that could help them here today?
Yeah, with the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola and the side with Balot Doctora leading the charge for them. They've played in 2 games, has scored in both outings as well. So that gives them that boost of confidence coming into their 3rd PFL match. Mendiola lost their first game 9-2 against Manila Digger, but the likes of Fayol and Doctora got on that score sheet. Eventually, that 2nd game, able to turn things around quickly with Balot Doctora getting the goal. The interesting thing with Valenzuela PB Mendiola, they are still adding up more players to their lineup. Their roster for the 2025-2026 season is not yet complete. So in this game, actually, for the first 11 for the side of Mendiola, we will be seeing for the first time ever Choi Tae-yang play for them. We also have 2 exciting foreigners for them on the sub list as well, with Anticona and Mahendran.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a very exciting prospect that they can still add players even though they've already started the window, because the transfer window of the PFL is actually not yet finished, which is why we can see more clubs continue to add more players in the coming days. And yeah, we did mention Balot Doctora in their previous results because he has scored. He scored the important goal last week to get them their first 3 points. And actually, that 3 points already puts them even with their win count last season. So from there, you can say it's already an improvement from their previous campaign. There we see Balot Doctora warming up. You do say if Valenzuela PB Mendiola can get anything out of this game, Balot Doctora will definitely play a crucial part in that.
And of course, just his career so far, the fact that he's leaning already towards his latter years in his career, but still scoring goals, still wearing that captain's armband, leading the charge for the side of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, former national team player, and one of the top strikers still for their side.
Yeah, and in a moment we'll actually see an interview from Coach Jeffrey of Valenzuela PB Menjola to preview this match today.
Yes, of course, yung hunger ng Kaya is there, especially dun sa last game nila. So yung sa aming part naman, in previous years, we get to score to them. Okay, ang problem lang, the continuity of the attacks. So for example, we scored a one goal. Okay, ang problem, we tend to relax. So parang ang nangyari, nagiging content. So again, babalikan lang natin ulit yung first interview. We condition the minds of our players. So the mindset is for example, we commit mistakes, we get back immediately. So yun lang yung pino-point out namin kasi we have injuries today. So isa rin siyang challenge for us, but the team is good. They talk to us, coach. We will get this game. Okay, we just have to secure the first half.
Well, there you saw it mentioned. They want to improve on their previous campaigns as we see the two teams prepare for the walkout. Kickoff is fast approaching here for our first game in our doubleheader for our Sunday leg. As we see the two team captains meet each other in the middle of the field. Two captains who are very, very familiar with each other. I think they've actually been teammates in the past in Fitch Arboleda and Balot Doctora.
Once upon a time, these two players were teammates for Stallion Laguna. Now, Arboleda, the captain for Kaya in this matchup, and Doctora, the captain for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola.
Again, kickoff is right about to happen. The two teams just entering their final team talks before we officially get underway. Again, it is both of these teams' third match in the PFL this season. Kaya have been perfect so far. 2 wins, no goals conceded, a goal difference of plus 13. Meanwhile, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, 1 win and 1 loss. But they'll be hoping that unlike previous seasons, they can actually punch above their weight when playing against Kaya FC ILOILO. There's actually a little bit of symmetry in this matchup today because we are seeing an encounter between the team that finished first last season and the team that finished last. But again, as we mentioned, it might not be as straightforward as we might think because Kaya did lose 3-0 recently last Thursday against the Tampines Rovers from Singapore, as we see Coach Yoshide preparing for his team's third game in this season.
Coach Yoshida, of course, mentioning that this win or getting this win is very important for Kaya FC mentally, especially to bring back their confidence for their side. Kaya FC shaping up in that 4-1-4-1 formation. Cortez as the goalkeeper. A lot of changes for their lineup. 8 changes, in fact, for the side of Kaya FC.
Kickoff will happen any moment now. It's going to be Valenzuela PB Mendiola with the first possession in their all white and white socks, white shirts and white shorts. Meanwhile, Kaya will be going the other way from left to right in their yellow shirts and black shorts and socks. Here's kickoff. Early ball forward towards Balot Doctora. It's met by Simon Nero, the two players on the twilight of their careers, but still proving that for them age is still just a number. Ball sent towards Martini Ray. It's cleared out before he could get to it. Martini Ray will be playing as a striker, it looks like, for Kaya today. So no Kenshiro Daniels and no Joven Bedik for Kaya's striker position today. It's going to be Martini Ray in that position.
And the thing with the attack now of Kaya, Bugas on the left, Martini Ray up on top, Pasindanan on that right. You have that FEU connection among these players, leading the charge for Kaya FC in today's attack.
High boot there from Gavin Wentz. Gavin Wentz, obviously familiar lately to Philippine football fans, has been a stalwart figure in the Philippine men's under-23 team. And he actually has already made his debut in the senior team, but he'll be hoping that come the next window, which should come in a few weeks, that he's knocking on the door for that squad again. Here's former DLSU Green Booter Isaac Ano up against Fitch Arboleda, but it's Fitch Arboleda who wins that duel this time.
And as you talked about Muens as well, he's played for the U20, U22, U23 national team. He did come on as a sub in their AFC Champions League 2 outing. Played very late in that matchup, but you saw moments of brilliance from him that he brought with him off the bench. Eventually now gets the start for Kaya FC.
Yeah, Gavin Wentz will be an important player for Kaya this season. There are a lot of games, so rotation is going to be key. Here's Kaishu Yamazaki on the ball, giving it to new signing, Magnus Raven from Denmark. Here's Yamazaki, now playing as a defender, it seems. I checked their squad roster and he is listed as a defender, so it looks like that position change will be permanent. Here's Raven. Good shape from Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and Kaya opting not to rush things. Long ball from Rota looking for player out wide, but that's out for a throw-in.
It was an absolutely fantastic ball from Rota. Great delivery to find Bukas on that open in that left-hand side.
Paulo Bugas, of course, one of the players to watch for Kaya today. Playing as a winger, not his usual midfield role today, but still a player with a lot of quality. Here's Ott, unable to control that, and it's cleared by Gustavo. Here's Isaac Ano. This time he gets past Fitch Arboleda. Good acceleration. He has a player over in the middle, but that's good defending from Kaishu Yamazaki.
We saw that quick acceleration from Ano. And Arboleda will definitely have his hands full dealing with the likes of Isaac Ano on that right-hand side.
Isaac Ano, obviously a familiar figure for those who follow UAAP football. He played for LaSalle and scored a lot of goals while he was playing for LaSalle. And now he's made the transition into the PFL. He's actually played for a couple PFL teams in the past, but this season he's going to be with Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
He has played with Maharlika as well as with Loyola. Now finding a home with Valenzuela PB Mendiola. So far, he's already had 1 assist. He gave the assist to Fayol in that first game. And interesting that Fayol will not be in this first 11. He had a goal in the first match, an assist in the second. But this time around, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola definitely shaking things up.
Here's Gavin Wins winning back possession. Hot. Out to Raven. Gavin Wins. Gavin Wins, a player who's very tidy on the ball. Seeing it again there. Here's Bogas cutting inside with Raven going outside him. Rota. Arboleda. It's a compact shape from Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Wins. Raven left back today, but he's really going forward. Looks to be a very attacking-minded defender and a modern fullback at that. Ot. Arboleda. Angeles. Good strength from Gustavo. Might have gone down a little bit too easily there for the referee's liking. Although he gets the decision the second time. He's actually calling for some treatment, so it's concerning if you're a Valenzuela PB Mendiola fan. He's still on the ground, so I'm not sure how okay he's on his feet now, so it looks like he'll be fit to continue. Again, if you're Valenzuela PB Mendiola, you do not want to make a substitution this early.
When you think about it, those were two of the softest touches I've ever seen.
I'll keep my mouth shut that one. Basindanan. Again, Valenzuela PB Mendiola back in numbers in a compact shape, looking to be a very compact 4-5-1 or 4-4-2, depending on the game state. Early cross from Bugas. Martini Ray was jumping for it, but the cross slightly too high. Two former FEU Tamaraos there, combining for Kaya. Here's Jackson Etheridge.
One of the new signings as well for the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Yeah, as you did mention, they are bolstered by new foreign signings. Jackson Etheridge, one of them. Again, a goalkeeper in Filipino football with the last name of Etheridge. So it's a familiar sight, fans. There's a foul on, I think that's Basindanan, so it's a free kick to Kaya. This free kick going to be the first set piece opportunity for Kaya to send forward their tall center backs. It looks like it's going to be either one of Ott or Raven to take this. This is going to be a good test for Valenzuela PB Mendiola's backline. In swinger from Raven, a bit low, and it's met easily by Gustavo. Raven might be a little disappointed there with that delivery. Arboleda will restart play. Muenz, Bugas, back to Muenz. Kaya not rushing it, and Valenzuela PB Mendiola actually don't mind if Kaya have majority of possession as long as they remain compact.
You could see that Valenzuela PB Mendiola dropping very deep. As you mentioned, allowing Kaya FC to have possession in their half and at the half line.
Raven now at right back. I think that's just from the previous set piece. Let's see if he stays there or goes back after the next dead ball. Yamazaki to Bugas, has Arboleda running in front of him. Arboleda with the first time cross, it's overhit and out for goal kick. And now we do see that Raven and Arboleda are switching back to their previous positions.
IFC very dynamic with their ways of attack. They do like their wing backs to be involved in their attacks. They send them forward, send them up as well. In that last matchup of Kaya FC against Yumak Aquilas, they did get the goal care of a wing back with Diano, getting that cross to Mike Ott rather.
And what a header that was, by the way, because I think you mentioned it on our show that Ott is not the tallest player, but he got a really good header against Aguilas Yumak FC. Here's Raven, cut back to Ott, and it's... Oh, there's a flag up, so this is not going to count. Kaya, though, showing how easily they can slice through Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. I think the final decision is offside. By the way, the referee, or the linesman rather, raised his flags. Warning sign for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, but they dodge a bullet there.
We have to take a look at that replay on where the offside came from. Is it from that overlapping run? Because it surely wasn't Mike Ott, or was it another player that touched it before it went to the back of the net?
Encouraging signs though if you're a Kaya fan, because that was some really good play.
Definitely a great way to work together on that left-hand side, that overlap, the cutback.
Oh, good interception there by Fofana. And he's going to bring it forward. He's going to go for the shot, I thought, but it was a fake shot rather. He's still going, and he's eventually fouled by Gavin Menz. So that's a free kick for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola in offensive position, a bit far out from goal. Looks like though they'll send forward their attacking players. It's going to be... Oh, here's the replay. Can't really tell from that angle, but it might have been Ray actually, rather than Raven, who was offside. This ball sent in. Balot Doctora. Good tracking back from Basindanan. And Kaya will recycle possession. Here's Angeles. Good work by Doctora. See Doctora, a lot of feisty, hard work, energy, and that's what he brings despite his age.
What he brings really also is that winning mentality.
Of course, Doctora has been around forever in Philippine football. He has also made, let's not forget, he's been in the national team, and he has scored actually in the national team. That's how prominent he's been in Philippine football over the years. Bugas now central, combining with Ott. Back to Menz. Arboleta inverted. Goes for the early cross. Well met by a Mendiola defender. Oh, Menz will pick it up though. Goes for the long shot straight at Etheridge.
And that was great work from Muans.
Gavin Menz saying to the Mendiola midfield that if he gets time and space there, he's going to take those shots from distance. There's Ano looking for the switch that's overplayed. I believe he was looking for Takardon. Takardon actually, let's not forget, a former UP Fighting Maroon. I think he was also the finals MVP of season 86, I believe. So another good signing for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola there. That's a foul in favor of Kaya. So it's another free kick in a similar position to what they had earlier.
This time around, just a bit closer to that box, a little bit more dangerous, and in better range for a couple of their players.
Defender there might actually just argue that he might have gotten the ball, but the referee seeing that he got a lot of the man as well. Raven, his delivery earlier from this area was a bit too low. Let's see if this time he's able to deliver a better pass, or if it's Ott rather, if it can find a Kaya teammate. You have Rota there. You also have Yamazaki, and I believe Gavin Menz is also 6'2", so there's a lot of aerial targets if you're Kaya in this scenario. Is there room for a shot here? Maybe. We'll see. Referee just making sure there's not too much shoving going on in the penalty area before blowing his whistle. It's sent in, this time by Ott, and it's met by, I think that was Rota, but it's a good save from Etheridge at point blank range. That's another warning sign though for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola.
That was a class delivery from Mike Ott.
Yamazaki goes in towards Ott. He's there again. 1-0 to Kaya FC Iloilo. And Ott made that look so easy. Chesting down that pass from Yamazaki, and he slots it into the far corner with his weaker foot.
And Mike Ott again getting on the score sheet for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo. So ball from distance, chest controls it down and takes it, beating Jackson Etheridge to it. Great delivery from Yamazaki at the back. Mike Ott with that composure, making sure that that was on target. And eventually finding the back of the net. So Mike Ott, 3 games so far in the PFL for Kaya FC, has scored in every game for them.
Well, what a signing he is turning out to be. And he puts his team in front just around 15 minutes in. He plays like he's in cruise control. Or that's what he's shown so far in a Kaya shirt. He makes things look so easy. And the way he just nonchalantly took that finish just says everything about him and the amount of quality he has. But what about that pass from Yamazaki from center back? Again, usually a midfielder, but showing that he can play that role as well in terms of on possession.
And that's one of the positives of putting Yamazaki as a center back, is that he does have that vision as a true midfield player. He does have that vision to be able to give those long range balls and find the attacking players, find the runs of the players up on top. And as we talked about, Mike Ott, definitely a great signing for Kaya FC. As we mentioned, it was so easy for him to fit into the Kaya system so seamlessly. And it has been proven so with the 3 games that he has played.
Yeah, again, for those of you who missed it, he also got man of the match last week against Aguilas Yumac. He did score the lone goal in that game. It was a header that beat the Aguilas defense. And he scores again today in some hot goal scoring form right now. And let's see if he can bag another in this game.
And if you are the coach as well of the national team, you know, Mike Ott hasn't been in that squad for quite some time now. And he makes a pretty good case for himself coming for whenever that next window will be.
And speaking of national team coaches, we'd like to acknowledge also the presence of Coach Mark Torcaso of the Philippine Women's National Team. He is here in the Rizal Memorial Grandstand at the moment.
You gotta love it when the coaches of the national team, even the women's national team, coming out here to Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, showing their support for the growth of Philippine football.
That was a handball from La Paz. And Kaya beginning really now to take full control of this match. Bogas finds Martini Ray. Here's Raven. Early cross, blocked by Gustavo, but that's out for a corner kick. Another dangerous moment if you're a Kaya fan.
And the waves of attack just have been adding up for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo, whether it's from set piece opportunities or from open play.
Magnus Raven to take this out-swinging delivery. Has a lot of targets in the penalty box. Let's see if any Kaya player can meet this cross. Sent in. It's a very high one, met by Muens. It's a mess. And from that mess, Martini Ray takes advantage and makes it 2-0 to Kaya FC Iloilo. Mendiola just couldn't clear their lines in that play. And just 18 minutes in, they're down 2-0.
Martini Ray gets himself on the score sheet. Great delivery from Raven, finding the head of Muens. And that scramble inside the box. Ray gets to it first and finds the back of the net. Shell shot at the moment. Mendiola could have done much better with that. Missed clearance from 2 players before falling in the path of Martini Ray. And just heading that down. Wasn't cleared right away by the defense of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. And Martini Ray blasts that at the back of the net, making it 2-0 for them.
But we did mention there's no Kenshiro Daniels and Joven Bedic on the pitch today, but the player in their position in Martini Ray has himself a goal, so he'll definitely help his case. Tough challenge there from Ano, no call from the referee. I think Kaya wanted something more from that instance. Sportsmanship in the end, but you could actually hear that tackle from all the way up here. Here we see the replay. Oof.
Dangerous sliding tackle there from Ano. Ball just went further beyond his reach.
Basindanan, crossing opportunity. Takes on his defender, goes outside. Early cross. It's met by Bugas. It just goes through his legs in the end, and it's cleared eventually by Takardon. And that's a foul in favor of Mendiola for now. Again, another dangerous moment there. If you're the defense of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, they're just a bit lucky this time that Bugas didn't make any solid contact on that cross.
You see, there's been a couple of lapses defensively for the side of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. And in the span of 4 minutes, Kaya were able to score 2 goals.
Well, we were talking beforehand that this Kaya side might be a slightly fatigued Kaya side, but in the first 20 minutes, they've shown no signs of the fact that they played as recently as last Thursday. And it's not easy. You would know as a former player, actually, Natasha, that playing from Thursday to Sunday is a hellish schedule.
Yeah, when you have that midweek match and then having to play again on that weekend. Not easy thing to do, but when you have a team with such a deep bench, able to rotate your players, a lot of these players are fresh, the ones who did not start in their last outings. Even for PFL, as we talked about this lineup of Kaya FC Iloilo coming to this match compared to their last game, last weekend, they have made 8 changes. So there's no Komaki, Casambre, Menzi, Diano, Zambrano, Eso, Daniels, and Melisa. But now you have the likes of Ray, Basindanan, Bugas, Rota, Arboleda, Muens, Angeles, all on the starting list. And then, you know, when you are a player that doesn't get a lot of playing time, or you're not in that first 11, when you do get the chance to play, that's your chance to make a case for yourself that you belong in that first 11. So you could tell that these players are hungry to keep that first 11 chance.
There was high boot there actually from Gavin Wentz on Francis Takardon, and Takardon is still down. Referee in yellow card. Here we see the replay. Couldn't quite see from there, but yeah, it was a high boot from Gavin Wentz in that instance. Takardon is back on his feet though. Here's a better angle. Oof. Studs straight to the back of Takardon. It's a painful one. Again, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, a revamped and overhauled squad. They are entering their 6th PFL season, or that is to say their 6th season in the top flight of Philippine football. Last I checked, they have a squad average age of 25.7, which is quite young for a senior team. But right now, it's Kaya with the supreme seniority. That's a late challenge from Martini Ray.
Gotta be careful with challenges like that.
La Paz is still down from that challenge. It was quite a late one actually. Referee still no yellow cards in the opening 24 minutes or so. Choosing to keep his cards in his pocket for now. Here's the replay. Well, this was the previous collision. No foul there either. Physical game here. And yeah, there's the foul.
And the physicality of this match, and those 3 plays even, has really just went up a notch.
Ball straight to Doctora. No offside flag. Or the offside flag did come, but quite late in fact. Already after the collision between Doctora and Cortez. The flag did go up, so there will be no foul in favor of Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola. Just hope that Doctora is okay, because I think it was a nasty collision with the goalkeeper. They're calling for treatment, so this is a concerning sign if you're Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola.
And Balot Akhtar holding on to his head.
Of course, the modern game in football, we see a lot of new rules when it comes to head-related injuries. Here's the replay. Doctora was already offside in this case. Cortez, who is much taller than him, just barging into his back. Doctora had no idea that there was a goalkeeper behind him. He just got his eyes on the ball.
And when you even take a look at that one as well, Cortez is very lucky that that call was offside. Because when he did punch that ball, he was already outside that box.
And I think most of the times when goalkeepers commit fouls outside their box, it's usually a red.
We saw it last night in the Man United match.
Robert Sanchez
Chelsea?
getting sent off in the 4th minute. The game will just stop here, so there's a water break opportunity for Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola to reset here in the 25th minute. Again, they are 2-0 down already. Goals courtesy of Ott and Ray. And by the way, out of your picture, but look, Doctora is back on his feet, so that's promising signs. Again, whenever there is a head-related injury, the game has to stop. That's a rule in modern football. And I think another rule is that the player that went down has to go out of the pitch for at least, is it 30 seconds? Whatever the case, Doctora will get treatment on the sideline.
Yes, and definitely has to be cleared first before setting back on the pitch. Referees Hamid Pasion and Andalou Arrogante, the 4th official Aldous Mirafuentes, referee assessor Noel Marquez, and the match commissioner Mark Ian Baldo.
Well, Doctora is on the sideline. He's actually gone back down, so I think Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola have sent substitutes to warm up as early as now. Just not promising, and they're down to 10 for the time being. Tracked well by Ano. There's Basindanan. Still Basindanan. Eventually, the cross goes straight to Etheridge. And I think the smart thing to do for Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola is just to run down the clock here, because they're about to make a substitution. They've just called the player back from the warm-up area, so it looks like Doctora will be unable to continue. We wish him a speedy recovery from whatever injury he may have gotten from that play.
At the moment, things are going from bad to worse for the side of Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola. You're down 2-0, and you're
give it to someone before he goes into the dugout. It's going to be Fayol coming on, so we did mention we were a bit surprised that he wasn't starting because he has scored already this season, but he'll be coming on now. Not the ideal scenario to bring him on because of it's an injury, but nevertheless a good replacement because he has shown talent so far. Yamazaki to Ott. Bugas. Good close control from Bugas. Can he work out the cross? It's 2 versus 1 at the moment. Yamazaki, left-footed cross. It's met by Ray. Just wide. No offside flag there, so any goal would have counted. Ray nearly getting his second. What a cross from Yamazaki with his weaker foot.
He takes it first time too. That pass back to Yamazaki. And that curling ball. Find there were 3 attacking players inside the box, ready to receive that for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo. Which also is a strong case for how Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola have been defending.
Etheridge wants the substitution to happen now, but the referee is not allowing for that. Again, Valenzuela, PB Menjola, it's about damage control for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Again, when these two teams met last season, it was 2 wins for Kaya, and one of those was a 9-1 victory, the biggest scoreline from last season. Valenzuela, PB Menjola will be hoping for no repeat of a similar scoreline. And then I think the second time they met, it was 6-2 in favor of Kaya, so not a good scoreline as well.
And even with the history that these two teams have had, they've gone against each other around 15 times, and Mendiola has never beaten Kaya FC. Those 15 times, Kaya have won 12 times, and 3 times that it ended in a draw.
Well, there you see why on paper this matchup heavily favors Kaya. And they showed why also in the opening 30 minutes. Cross by Bugas is blocked by Takardon. Valenzuela, PB Menjola will try to break, but there's just no outlet for them. They don't have the movement of Doctor up the pitch. Again, they are still down to 10 men, so it's even harder because of that numerical disadvantage. They might just do with just putting out the ball so they can finally make the substitution. There you have it. Throw into Kaya though.
The crazy thing is that they are not making a substitution. They're still checking out Balot Doctora. If he will continue on.
Well, Fayol has gone from the bench to the fourth official area, and he is going to be coming on after all of that. Here's Raven. Oh, good play. Raven with the cross. It's going to be met by Angeles, and that's 3-0. Valenzuela, PB Menjola down to 10 for the time being. And Kaya take advantage of it with the header from Angeles. Good work from the defender in Raven to manufacture that cross.
Raven making that great run on that left-hand side. Gets the cross and finds Angeles by that far post. And as you've mentioned, Kaya FC Iloilo just taking advantage of the fact that Valenzuela, PB Menjola were down to 10 men for quite some time. They did decide to make a substitution right away. And look at that. Angeles available. The ball was given right behind that defensive line. He wasn't challenged. He had all eyes on goal. Makes no mistake about it and finds the back of the net.
Here we see the quad view replay courtesy of Upstream Sports TV. Again, Valenzuela PB might be a little annoyed with themselves because I think for around 1 to 2 minutes they were just unsure if they were going to make a sub. You do wonder if they did make that sub a bit earlier, that had they been even on the pitch, a goal would not have been conceded. But nevertheless, it's 3-0 to Kaya, the perfect first 32 minutes for them. Again, they did lose 3-0 last Thursday, so they needed a bounce back, and they've bounced back here. First corner for Valenzuela PB Metro. Let's see if they can do anything from it. Obvious targets are Ano and Gustavo. Gustavo in particular looks to be a physical presence. Ball is sent in. It's met by Yamazaki. And it's picked up by Raven, and they'll start a counterattack. Here's Ott. Basindanan. Man over. It's Ott through on goal. Can he get his second off the match? Cuts inside and gets his second goal. Brilliant from Ott. Look how easy he makes it look. Drops a defender with a fake shot and finds the far corner. Absolutely no chance for Etheridge in that play. And just like that, it's 4-0 to Kaya FC Iloilo.
Kaya FC on that quick transition from defending a corner to quickly getting it to the attacking third. Maikot again faking his defender before finding that back of the net. Basindanan connecting with Ott. Brilliant work from Kaya FC Iloilo. The player also who started that counter-attack was Magnus Raven.
Exactly.
He's so speedy on that left-hand side. Sends it in the middle. Finds the run on Basindanan. And as the moment the defender approached him, sets it out to Mike Ott. And Mike Ott, just a class above the rest with that composure to fake out his defender before finding the back of the net.
Yeah, a younger, maybe more inexperienced player would have perhaps rushed the shot, but Ott, knowing that the defender was committed, just fake shotted it. And then he had an open goal and he was never going to miss from there. And Ott on a hat-trick as early as now. Here is Ott, combining with Bugas. Crossing opportunity, there's Ray in the box. Bugas cuts inside, delays the cross. Good footwork, cross is sent in, and it's going to be met by Basindanan! And it curled from out to in. And it's 5-0 in the first half. What a volley.
Basindanan, just a few minutes, 2 minutes ago rather, gave that assist to Mike Ott and eventually gets one for himself. Perfectly timed, low and hard, bottom left corner.
Goal for Kaya FC.
Here's the replay of that play. Bugas did well to eventually dig out the cross. And look at this contact from Basindanan. It curls from outside to in, and there's no chance for the goalkeeper there. How are you going to save that? Did you see the curl from that? Incredible from Basindanan.
Great delivery from Bugas. Finding Basindanan. Bottom left, low and hard, takes it first time, across the face of goal. Keeper was unsighted about that.
Good work from Basindanan again. Early cross, punched by Etheridge, and eventually cleared by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. But Kaya really racking up the goals here. I mentioned before a ball was even kicked this afternoon, they had a goal difference of plus 13. That's going to be bolstered even more now from the scoreline, and it looks like Kaya are not even done yet.
And they were able to take advantage of a lot of times that Valenzuela PB Mendiola have been ball watching, not really tracking the runs of the players, of the Kaya players making their way inside the box.
Yeah, you do have to say the movement of Kaya's front line has been excellent. And not just their front line, but their defenders also, because you see the likes of Raven and Arboleda playing as wingers at times. That's how offensive they are for this game. Ball or play will stop at the moment because I think Basindanan needs some treatment. Just gives Valenzuela PB Mendiola a little bit of respect because for the last 10 minutes they've conceded multiple chances.
A bit lackluster at the back for the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Again, you have the likes of Cristal who will not be available for today's match. You can tell that he's missed at the back line. He's a player who usually plays at that left back position and will not be playing today.
Again, about Valenzuela PB Mendiola for now, it looks like the game plan will have to shift to damage control because at the moment, Kaya are just slicing through them. Here's Arboleda. Goes inside. Here's Muenz.
Kaya just have been so fluid on the attack. The movement and the interchange of players has been really good.
Oh, this might be the first yellow card of the game. It's to Fayol. That was for a late tackle on Yamazaki. Yamazaki really not happy about that. I must say it was quite late because the ball was already far away when contact was made. So Fayol there not looking at the ball at all. Here's the replay. Oof.
Just stamped on the foot of Yamazaki.
Yamazaki really not happy about that.
But Mick John Pineda, before Yamazaki could even come close to Fayol, just pushed him a bit off, showed the yellow card. Play continues now in favor of Kaya FC Iloilo.
around 7 minutes now, plus additional time before halftime. Again, for those of you who have missed the 5 goals, they've come courtesy of Ott twice. Ray got one, so did Angeles and Basindanan. And that's why the score is 5-0. And for those of you who also missed it, we did have 3 games yesterday. 3 exciting games yesterday. We had Tuloy 3-0 versus Don Bosco Garelli. And then we had Cebu getting a very late winner against Stallion. And that was capped off with an incredible game between Manila Digger and Maharlika. 3-2 in favor of Manila Digger. Again, our league format is every Saturday we'll have 3 games, and then on the Sunday we have a double header. And in terms of the actual format, it's a double round robin between all 11 teams. So they'll play each other twice, and then the league splits between the top 6 and the bottom 5. It's a format borrowed from the Korean League and the Scottish League, so it's not something that was just invented now. But it's a very incentivized league format, I must say. Oh, and I think Martini Ray there just getting into a scuffle with Fofana. That's the game's 2nd yellow card already for Martini Ray. Fofana was not happy about that. I think he was already on the deck and Martini Ray decided to boot the ball at him. Well, there's the shirt pull from Ray, which is already usually given as a yellow card. Then there's this. Fofana really not pleased with that. Here is Coach Mark Torcaso of the Philippine Women's National Team.
As we said, it's great to have the head coach of the Philippine Women's National Team here at the stands at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. We also want to invite everyone out there to continue to support the Philippine Football League. Come on out here to Rizal. Especially kung galing lang kayo sa Luneta kaninang umaga, find your way here to support men's football, to support the teams, to support the clubs. It has been fantastic games so far. The 3 weekends that we've had games, a lot of close, tight matches. At the same time, plenty of goals like in this matchup.
Basindanan taking on his defender, gets past him. Gets past another. Basindanan looking for a teammate. This time he was crowded out. Valenzuela PB Mineral just can't get out at the moment. Kaya really picking up the intensity after the goalless 15 minutes. It's been a floodgates ever since. Yamazaki hoofing that forward.
If I'm not mistaken, Valenzuela PB Mendiola haven't had any shots or chances against Kaya FC Iloilo. They still really haven't found their momentum in this matchup.
This might be another goal. Here's Martini Ray through on goal. This time it's saved by Etheridge. Chance still on here. Bugas with the cross. Etheridge with the punch, and this time Mendiola escaped. Here's Muenz though. Shot is over. Nearly made it 6 there, Gavin Muenz.
Great goalkeeping from Jackson Etheridge. He's had to come out big in the 1v1, getting a touch to it as well. Just as we said, damage control is very important now, crucial for the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. But you could see Kaya FC just capitalizing and taking advantage of any mispass that Mendiola have and quickly shifting that and turning that into an attempt on goal.
Martini Ray picking up that loose ball. Basindanan, Angeles, Wentz. This is what Kaya are so good at, just escaping all the pressure by moving the ball from left to right or right to left. Again, as you were talking about kanina, do come down to the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Again, it is a very accessible area to watch football. Almost every weekend we'll have games here. Of course, we have to adhere to the international breaks. But when there is football here, do come down and support Philippine football. Again, the ticket format is also nice because once you get a ticket, you're there for the whole day. You don't need to go out after every game. Rota with the diagonal looking for Raven. What a pass that was.
And again, another spot on delivery from Simone Rota. Every time he gets those diagonal balls across.
He's gonna do it again here, looking for Angeles. He's playing like a quarterback. Angeles with the cross. It's met by a Mendiola head, but the ball will stay with Kaya for now. Oh, but that's going to be a foul for sure. Late one. And another yellow card. So after not pulling out any yellow card for the majority of the first half, Mick John Pineda starting to give them out for almost every heavy foul. That's Basindanan, who now picks up a yellow card. It was a late one, to be fair.
It was late and it was just directly at the back of La Paz. That's one thing also that the FEU Kaya players need to be careful with, is racking up those fouls that turn eventually into cards.
Again, Basindanan, not the first Kaya player already to pick up a yellow, and here's confirmation also of additional time. We'll only have 1 minute. Bit surprised that there's only 1 minute. We did have a big stoppage for Doctora's head injury, plus all the other yellow cards. Play cannot restart yet because the physios are still on the pitch. Again, as you were mentioning, you don't want to pick up too many yellow cards. I think we'll have to get confirmation of this, but in a lot of leagues, those accumulate over the season.
Especially when you're already leading 5-0.
And I think some clubs also do this, but again, I'm not sure if Kaya do. Once you get a yellow card, you get a mini punishment, whatever that may be. Ano, chance maybe for Mendiola to do something before the half ends. Oh, but an unfortunate slip. It did rain before kickoff, so pitch is slightly wet. Ano, they're feeling the effects of the rain. Of course, we have a super typhoon also in the Philippine area of responsibility, so do stay safe and dry for all the Filipinos watching this. Taeyang Choi getting on the ball there. We haven't talked much about him, but he has been. Oh, that was a late one. No call from the referee. Oh, chance maybe for Fayol. His touch just took him away from goal. As I was mentioning, we haven't mentioned Choi too much. He is one of their new signings, but he wasn't able to get on the ball too much in this first half. We've already played over the 1 minute, so the referee looks like will just allow for this corner to be the last play. Basindanan is okay following that collision.
Basindanan and La Paz. It's been a lot of hard tackles between these two. This will most probably be the last play before halftime.
I think Coach Yu is just clarifying why we've gone already 2 minutes over. Ball sent in. It's met by Gustavo. It's still in there. Cleared eventually by Fitch. It's quite messy before Kaya eventually work it out. Fofana. Ano, no offside. Still Ano goes for the shot. And I think that's the first save of Cortez right at the last play of the first half. But it is 5-0 at halftime to Kaya FC Iloilo. Goals courtesy of Ott, Ray, Angeles, Ott again, and then Basindanan. And that is why it is 5-0.
Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola getting a bit of momentum towards the very last play. Their first shot and their first chance on target. But at the end of the day, in this first half so far, it's Kaya FC Iloilo with a very dominant start to this matchup.
Yeah, 5-star performance for Kaya, but there's still 45 minutes to go, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently halftime here at the historic Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. It is Kaya FC Iloilo 5, Valenzuela, PB Menjola nil. A 5-star performance from Kaya from that first half.
Definitely, they opened that floodgates at the 14th minute, care of Mike Ott, and just went on a rampant goaling spree. After that, Martini Ray doubled up the lead at the 18th minute. Eventually, Angeles joining the party, getting a header, getting a goal to his name before Mike Ott doubled it up, getting a brace to his name at that first half at the 32nd minute, and Basindanan with that 5th goal to join the party right before halftime. There was a lot of action, a lot of goals, and a lot of yellows as well.
Yeah, here we see the first half highlight. I think this was the first warning sign of the game. It was an offside goal from Ray, but Kaya just had so many chances, and the 5-0 scoreline could have easily been more. There were actually many big chances. Here's the first goal. The ball from Yamazaki is excellent, and the take and finish from Ott is even better.
It was a great goal from Mike Ott.
I think this was the second goal. Messy defending from Menjola, it must be said, and Martini Ray, when you give him that type of chance, he's going to take it. That was the goal that made it 2. A lot of good forward play there from new signing Magnus, and yeah, Angeles with the third goal also. So this is when it began really to open up for Kaya. Here's Ott's second goal. What a goal this was.
It was a quick transition. They came from defending a corner for Mendiola and then quickly transitioned it on the attack. And that was a 5th goal. Wonderful curve of the ball. Takes it first time, low and hard. Finds the back of the net for Basindanan.
Again, a lot of encouraging signs for Kai. They even could have scored more. Etheridge here with defensive work. He had to do a lot of saving in that half, and do imagine if nothing changes that will remain the same. For Valenzuela, PB Menjola, it's been an unfortunate half. They lost their team captain and veteran in Balot. That was due to a head injury, and obviously for head injuries, you don't want to take any risks. Here are the stats at halftime. Possession as expected in favor of Kaya, but look at that shot count from Kaya. It's 12-2 and 10-1 in terms of those on target.
Definitely, it was 62% possession, 12 shots for Kaya FC, 10 on target. They were able to convert 5 of that. So there's a pretty good conversion rate for Kaya FC Iloilo. They did have a corner. They were able to find the back of the net from that corner play. 6 fouls, but 2 yellow cards to their name for the side of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. 2 shots, 1 on target. They did have 2 corners, but instead of taking advantage of their corner, it was Kaya FC Iloilo that took advantage of their corner and quickly turned it into a goal for them.
Yeah, there we see 6 fouls on Kaya's and then 5 on Valenzuela, PB Mendiola's, and it's been a very physical game. And we did see that referee Mick John Pineda has had to dish out yellow cards. I don't think that would be the end of the yellow cards for this afternoon, based on what we saw in the first half, as the two teams are getting ready to restart this match. Again, for Valenzuela, PB Menjola, it became a little bit of damage control is what we need for the end of that first half. They did create 1 or 2 openings towards the end, but it wasn't enough to create a goal-scoring opportunity. I think the first save that Cortez made was the last play. So that just tells you the whole story of the first half.
Kaya FC, again, as we've mentioned, they did have a game midweek in the AFC Champions League 2. It was a disappointing loss for them. They lost 3-0 against Tampines Rovers, but quickly now able to bounce back in the Philippines Football League with a dominant 5-0 performance in that first half, boosting up again their confidence. So far, 3 games, and in all games that they've had for PFL, they have scored and have kept the clean sheet so far in this matchup as well. The only team, if I'm not mistaken, that has not been scored upon is Kaya FC Iloilo. And in this game, as compared to their last game last weekend, they made 8 changes. So the rotation of their squad doing really well for them. The players were usually off on the bench, now getting the start and putting top performances for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo, especially with the likes of Ray, Basendanan, Angeles, and all three of these players have a goal to their name.
Yeah, you did mention it. Their rotated squad has been playing really well. We're actually going to see substitutions here, so even more rotation. Again, they played last Thursday, so there are some tired legs out there. But you do see that they got to rest most of the players who would usually start for them. Again, Menzi on the bench, Eso, Casambria, Melisa, Diano, Bedik, and Komakin and Daniels not even on the playing squad today. So they're giving rest to their players who would usually feature. Again, what a privilege it is to give players like that a rest and still have 5-star performances. Shuto Komaki in particular, not even in the playing squad today. He was one of their very important players last season. He got the most assists in the whole PFL, so he won that award after last season. Not on the playing field today, but the level hasn't dropped, and that's what's so impressive about this Kaya bench.
And we've had three substitutions, three halftime substitutions for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo. Goalkeeper Cortez is taken out, and in his place it's going to be Nathan Bata, the young goalkeeper for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo. Gets his first start in this PFL season. Yamazaki is taken out, and in his place is going to be Menzi. And an attacking midfielder substitution, Mike Ott's day is done, and in his place is going to be Bedik.
No hat-trick for Ott, but I don't think he'll mind because he had a really good performance. And he's had very good performances so far this season. Definitely their signing has been successful from Mike Ott.
Yamazaki, replaced by player number 44, Odi Menzi.
There's Martini Ray. Martini Ray looks like his day as a striker is done because it's Bedik there now. He'll be dropping a little bit deeper, maybe in that number 10 role. Here is Bedik, nearly getting his first touch through on goal already. Again, if you're Mendiola, it's not ideal that after conceding 5 in the first half, si Joven Bedik naman yung pinasok ng Kaya. So the level will definitely not drop from the yellow shirts.
Valenzuela PB Mendiola, of course, had to make that early substitution in that first half. The top scorer for their team, Balot Doctora, was subbed out.
Here is Bugas. Bugas didn't score yet, but has created a lot of chances. This throw will be taken by Magnus, as I've been informed during the halftime. Magnus Thoffner, actually, one of their new signings at left back, but despite the fact that he's a defender, really good attacking play. Here's Ano. Can Mendiola maybe spark a counterattack and get on the board? Can they make Kai concede their first of the season? They have 45 minutes to do just that. Again, the scoreline is a very steep one, but it would be quite something if you can be the ones to break Kaya down for the first time this season. Ano floored, but no call by the referee. Ano is still down, so the referee would stop play for now. Again, they've already lost Doctora, so it's not going to be ideal if you're going to lose another important player. It looks like he'll be okay. Again, Isaac Ano, familiar already to Philippine football fans, especially those that followed him as early as his UAAP days.
And it's also good to see a lot of the players from the university level at the UAAP finding a home eventually with club teams in the Philippines. So that continuity with their playing career from collegiate football, eventually playing for club football as well.
Oh, Magnus Toffner might be in here. Oh, good defending from Fofana, and he might have hurt himself from that. Wins the foul after the collision with Thoffner. Again, for those of you who are wondering why I'm saying a new name, I've been informed at halftime that Magnus Raven is his, or Round, as I've been informed, is his name talaga, but he does want to go by Thoffner.
So Thoffner did get that ball as well. Foul still was called in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. I also want to invite everyone to not only support the PFL, but as well as this new show that we have, the Minsan Football Show. It's shown on Upstream YouTube channel, usually every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. May laro sa weekend. And we dissect, break down, and talk more about the games, the players, and all aspects of the PFL.
Chance maybe for Ano. Oh, and he skied it. I think that was the biggest chance they've had so far. Kaya nearly conceding their first of the season. Arboleda misjudged that cross. Well, Ano will be thinking that he should have taken that chance.
Best chance we've seen so far from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And right behind the defensive line, gets the ball. Blasts that one way too high.
Bedic, fresh from the bench. Bugas, retaining possession. Muenz, smart pass to Ray. Here is Muenz. Rota, in between the lines to Angeles. Back to Ray, good from Kaya. Thoffner, down the wing. Early cross, it's going to be met by, looks like handball, but Basdana takes a shot. And just like that, 5 minutes into the second half, it's 6-0. Another for Sherwin Basindanan. Valenzuela PB Mendiola unable to defend that cross from Thoffner. And yeah, it's 6-0.
Kaya FC Iloilo just picking up where they left off from the first half. Cross from Thoffner. Fell for Basindana, not cleared away as best as they could. Valenzuela PB Mendiola just grazed over the head of Razonable before falling perfectly for Basindana. Just controls it for blasting it, hitting the post before finding the back of the net. Basindana now with a brace to his name. And Thoffner has been integral with helping string together passes and chances created.
And the community continuing to support local football. We invite all the viewers here on the live stream to do the same. Again, the games are usually on the weekends here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Again, I do apologize to Basindanan there because while commentating, did say it looked a little bit like handball, but on replay, that's not handball. That was a good chest control from Basindanan. And it's his second goal, second volley that hit the far side of the goal and in. No chance for the goalkeeper on both of his goals. Again, please do follow the Philippine Football League pages across all social media. That's WeArePFL_ on Facebook, Instagram, X, and even TikTok. Yes, we do now have a TikTok page, so do follow that as well. Here's Takardon, a bit more space to run into. Takardon goes inside to Choi. Ray getting back, doing defensive duties as well. Here's Ano. Gustavo's continued this run forward. Ano, can he work the cross? Mendiola have numbers in the penalty box if they can work the cross. Even center back Gustavo has joined the attack. Cross eventually comes in. It's a diagonal. Fayol against Bugas. Gustavo from center back. Well, usually you want your strikers taking those chances. But Gustavo said, I'll do it myself. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the contact that he wanted.
It's good to see Valenzuela PB Mendiola putting up the numbers on the attack. As we mentioned, in that first half, there were 12 chances for the side of Kaya FC. Only 2 for the side of Mendiola.
Yeah, Alfredo Cortez only had to make a save at the last play of the first half, and that was his last involvement of the game.
First and last involvement. Well, also with the foul, well, no call of the foul because there was an offside with Balot Doctora.
Here's Etheridge. Clearance to Takardon that looked like handball. No call from the referee. Kaya bench screaming for the handball also. Takardon, Fayol, good touch because that pass was fizzed into him. And good footwork to escape Angeles' tackle. Still Fayol. Eventually he just overran it a bit, but the ball stays with Valenzuela PB Mendiola. A bit better the last 5 minutes for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Again, Ano had that big chance to get on the score sheet. That back heel not finding its intended target, and then a late tackle on Fitch Arboleda. The referee taking advantage, might call it back. He does. Ano, will this be another yellow card for this game? He escapes with a warning, but that was quite a late one on Fitch Arboleda actually.
I'd also be surprised, Ano not getting that yellow card just because this is his second sliding tackle. This is his second late sliding tackle. He had one in that first half, got away with it, and now again in the second half.
And Mick Championhead has already dished out 3 yellow cards. Thought for a moment there it would be another one, but he keeps his cards in his pocket for now.
Arboleda back on his feet. And we're seeing Nathan Bata getting the pass. When you're up 5-0, 6-0 rather, it's also a chance for your younger players who usually don't get the start or who usually don't get playing time, a chance to play.
Magnus Stoffner has been terrorizing Mendiola's right-hand side the whole game. What a switch. Angeles nearly getting on the end of it. Unable in the end, but what a switch that was from Magnus Stoffner.
It's definitely something that he brings to the table for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo, their new signing, his first appearance in the PFL.
Late foul there, called against, I think that was Menzi. So another chance for Mendiola to send forward their players.
That's also what you want, as I mentioned earlier, about your new signings like Mike Ott or now with Thoffner, is that when you sign them, for them to have that instant impact for your team.
Ball bouncing around, picked up by Muenz. Is this another counter-attacking opportunity? They scored from one in the first half. Bedic is through, in behind, no offside because he was in his own half. It's going to be picked up by Basindanan. Hat-trick for Basindanan. Another counter-attack. They scored a similar one in the first half. Clinical as ever from Kaya FC Iloilo, and it's now 7-0.
You just have to love that confidence coming in from Basindanan. Again, Kaya FC Iloilo taking advantage of the set pieces of Mendiola. And with those quick transitions from defense onto attack, stringing in 1, 2, 3 passes, and then finding the back of the goal. 7-0 for Kaya FC Iloilo. Great ball from Bedic. The continued run from Sherwin Basindanan. Again, taking it low and hard. Well-timed pass, takes it first time.
Oh, nutmeg.
In between the legs of the goalkeeper.
Here we see the quad view angle presented by Upstream Sports TV. Etheridge might be a bit disappointed there that the ball went through his legs. But it's a hat-trick for Basindanan. And again, not usually a starter. So he's going to make a case for breaking into what is usually the strongest 11. Could get worse for Mendiola. Fofana and Bugas. Oh, 2 former teammates. Let's not forget. Overly physical from Fofana, and that's the game's 4th yellow card. You do have to say the ball was already out. I think they were already both outside as well, so there was no need there from Fofana to yank Paulo Bugas down. Was already out for a goal kick. Again, two former teammates. Well, there was the first yank, and the second one. That's obviously a yellow card. You're never going to get away with that. Not too sure what he's protesting about, because that, out of all the yellow cards so far, I think that was the most obvious one. And not ideal because it's another chance for Kaya.
And you gotta love the composure that Paulo Bugas showed as well. He was pulled down, just gave a few words, and then after that, stayed away. He let the referee handle that situation. The referee gave that yellow card, and he just walked away from that moment.
Pitch side camera here, right beside Magnus Toffner. He will deliver this with an outswinger. Kaya again sending forward their tall players. Again, it was another set piece that Mendiola conceded from, and it's not a set piece that they defended, it's a set piece they scored. Here's one for Kaya though. It's met by Ano, and he'll eventually work it clear. Oh, but the clearance is poor, and it's straight to Angeles. Muens combining with Bedic. It's out for a throw-in eventually. But as I was saying, lightning strikes twice if you're a Mendiola fan, because it happened in the first half, and as you kept mentioning, it happened again because Mendiola had the attacking set piece, which they conceded from.
So 2 times that we've seen it in this matchup. It was Mendiola who had the corner.
Oh, Bedic's thrown goal. The shot might turn into a pass. Bugas tried to turn it in, but it's cleared off the line. Bugas yet to get on the score sheet, nearly did there.
But as I said earlier, Mendiola had the corner, but it was Kaya that were quickly able to take advantage of that and turn it into a goal. In the second half, the same thing happened. It was a set-piece opportunity right outside the box for Mendiola. And Kaya quick in transition.
Corner from Thoffner is slightly weak, but it drops to Arboleda. Strike from distance, just wide. First time strike from Fitch, nearly finding the far corner.
You gotta love the confidence of Kaya FC Iloilo in this matchup. Players from everywhere, whether you're the back line, center backs, or the attacking players, just taking their chances, and they've been good chances as well.
We're going to see the game's second goalkeeper substitution.
Player number 37, Jackson Etheridge, replaced by player number 25, John Francis Zambrano.
So it's going to be John Francis Zambrano in for Jackson Etheridge. And there'll be another substitution. Fofana is going to go off after getting that yellow card. And just out of your picture there, he did shake hands once again with Paulo Bugas. So it looks like all is good between the two former teammates. He's coming off for Juan Rena.
Player number 19, Johan Fofana, replaced by player number 8, Juan Rena.
Zambrano's first involvement is a goal kick. Thoffner to Bugas to Muens. Here's Fayol, looking for the switch. It finds Ano. He has a player outside of him. Ano goes for the strike instead. And I can hear some shouting there from the teammate of Ano, asking for that pass because he was in some space. Arboleda was stuck inside. We see the shot count heavily in favor of Kaya.
15 shots for Kaya FC Iloilo, 7 converted. So it's like a goal in every 2 chances.
Late tackle on Paulo Bugas. And it's going to be another yellow card for Juan Rena. That's his first involvement from the bench. Getting a yellow card right away, not ideal. Paulo Bugas on the receiving end of the last 2 yellow cards. Looks okay though. Again, it's going to take a lot more to keep Paulo Bugas down. "63 minutes into this matchup now, Kaya have not only added to their goal difference, they've still kept that clean sheet, meaning to say they haven't conceded yet this season. So their goal difference is definitely the best in the league so far. Can Mendiola make Kaya concede their first of the season? Here's Fayol. Good tracking back by Bugas. And Fayol is forced backwards. Again, a lot of action here in the Rizal Memorial Stadium because this is the first of our double-header in our Sunday leg of match week 3. When this match ends, don't go anywhere because we have another heavyweight battle later between Taguig FC and Aguilas UMAC FC. Well, I mentioned it would take a lot to take Paulo Bugas down. I think he is down now. No surprise because he's been on the receiving end of many challenges from Mendiola.
64 minutes in this matchup. Kaya FC Iloilo. The very impressive outing. 7 goals already scored. Mike Ott got a brace. Pasindanan with a hat-trick. Ray and Angeles also getting on the board.
A lot of goals. A lot of goals so far this weekend. Again, yesterday we had a goal fest. Also, we had Tuloy beating Don Bosco Guerrero 3-0, Cebu beating Stallion 1-0, and then another goal fest. Manila Digger beating Maharlika 3-2. There was a foul in the middle of all of that in favor of Mendiola, so another chance maybe to press forward, get a consolation goal.
That's why we also say, please stay tuned always with our social media. PFL or the Philippines Football League on Facebook. A lot of football action coming your way every weekend. Back-to-back matches, triple headers on Saturdays, and back-to-back games on Sundays. Featuring, of course, the best of the best in Philippine football.
Takardon will take this free kick. Out swinger. It's met by a Mendiola head. It goes over. I think there was a deflection in that play, so it's going to be a corner kick. Chance there for Mendiola, actually.
It's going to be Paulo Bugas' day will be done, and in his place will be Del Rosario.
Again, Lucas Del Rosario, another high-quality attacker for Kaya, was a part of the US men's youth team setup back in the day, where he actually played against high-quality opposition. Now he's made his way to the PFL. He is actually eligible for Philippine passport, so maybe it's also in his mind to play his way into the national team. Corner for Mendiola will be taken, met by Gavin Wentz. And will this be another counterattack? They've scored from this twice already. Oh, this time Bedic just slips. It did rain before our match today. Muntik na, no? Another counterattack for Kaya from Mendiola. Set piece. Again, you did mention the action is not stopping. Not only in the PFL, let's also give a shout out to our other leagues. We have the UAP football, which is also coming back, which came back this weekend also, actually, both the women's and men's division. So there's a lot of football for Filipino football fans to enjoy. Corner, or set piece rather, it's met by Ano. Yet another chance for Mendiola. So they've had some chances in this second half to make the scoreline a bit more respectable. A bit surprised Ano didn't go for goal.
Gotta love this shift as well, the shift of momentum. Again, no team can take control of the game for the whole 90 minutes. We're seeing now chances from the side of Mendiola. That was a header from Ano. Choi couldn't get there in time. He now goes for that corner delivery.
Bata with the punch. Ano will pick it up, but it's nicked by Thoffner. Will Kaya start another counterattack? Oh, this is a lot of extracurricular activities. Not what we want to see. Referee having to calm down both sides. Oh, it's a red card, direct red card. 2. It's 10 versus 10, like last night's match between Manchester United and Chelsea. Well, lightning strikes twice in the same weekend. Well, I've not seen that for a very long time. We're in the same play. There's two direct red cards. And it's two of the important players of both teams. What happened here? Okay, well, clearly had a lot of exchange of words. Referee not having any of it. So Mick John Pineda gives both a red card. He had no thoughts about it. It was just red card na agad. And both of you out of the pitch.
Initially, you'd think that Mick John Pineda would give them a yellow each. You know, just a warning. Tone it down. Give them that yellow each. But the referee decides he wants zero nonsense in this matchup and gives both players a red card. And you'd think that that's actually going to hurt Kaya more than it will with Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola.
Well, for the last 20 minutes of this game.
Unnecessary from both players. It's pretty harsh from Mick John Pineda. But the referee has made his decision. And it's a straight red card for both Thoffner and Ano.
For the last 20 minutes of this game, not too sure what to expect because it's not 10 versus 10 on an 11 versus 11 pitch. So there's going to be space in areas where we don't usually see space.
Thoffner was playing fantastic football for the side of Kaya FC. Didn't have a goal to his name, but he was a part of creating the chances, gave the assist to a couple of the players.
I'm curious who's going to shift into left back now for Kaya, because for Mendiola it's their striker or attacker that went off, so there's not much changes there. But when you lose a defender to a red card, that's one less player at the back. Cross is put in, met by, I think that was Menzi. Here's Bedic. No handball called there from Gustavo, or from the referee rather. Again, really not too sure what to expect now from this game. It's 10 versus 10. Formation-wise, it's going to be a mystery also.
Kaya, of course, FC with that comfortable 7-0 lead. But regardless, losing your player doesn't only affect you in this matchup, but for your upcoming fixtures as well. As is the like for Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola. Isaac Ano is one of their attacking players.
Bedic looking for Basindan on offside, so he won't get his fourth goal of the match.
Basindanan on fire in this matchup. Goal wasn't counted, but what a beaut.
Oh, I'm not too sure from that angle. Not the best angle, to be fair. For the linesman is in a better place to see that. Here's Mendiola going the other way. Takardon. Looks like, oh, that's a foul from Del Rosario. Or throw in, rather. No, free kick. So Mick John Pineda taking control there. He'll give the free kick to Mendiola. I was going to say, it looks like it's going to be attacker Lucas Del Rosario slotting into left back. Not where we usually see him, but again, they are down to 10 men. So sacrifices must be made despite the 7-0 scoreline. If there was a chance for Mendiola to score, you do have to say it would come. Oh, save from Bata. I was going to say, if Mendiola are to take any goal from this game, you do say there's a bigger chance now that Kaya have a defender less. Albeit, it's still 10 versus 10, so it's even pa rin.
Yep, and it's throwing them off. You know, they have been in cruise control, scoring 5 goals in the first half, 2 in the second. The shake-off now could help them take advantage and rack up some goals.
Header by Gustavo. It's cleared by Angeles towards Basindanan. Oh, they have a man over here, Bedic. Can he take this in control? The ball was slightly behind him. So he stops the attack for now. Ray gives it to Lucas Del Rosario. Has acres of space to run into. Del Rosario. Still Del Rosario. Del Rosario hits the side netting. There was actually a shirt pull in there somewhere, but Lucas Del Rosario stayed on his feet, nearly making it 8-0 to Kaya FC Iloilo.
There's definitely a two-hand shirt pull there inside the box. But referee let the advantage play on.
Oh, missed clearance there. Lucas Del Rosario nearly threw on goal yet again.
At that moment, it was good to see the likes of Lucas Del Rosario as well, getting some playing time, showing what he's capable of, beating defenders.
Looks like Mendiola will settle into a 4-4-1 shape. Again, they are down like Kaya to 10 men. It's not something you prepare for all the time when you go down to 10 men. It's something you never prepare for when it's 10 versus 10. So this is a scenario that you usually rarely see in pro football. Here's Martini Ray through on goal, no offside flag. Chance for Bedic. Oh, I think Bedic was offside. Martini Ray definitely not offside there. Bedic be a bit pleased actually that the offside flag hit the fact that he missed the target. Again, I'm not quite sure if, again, this is not the best angle, but I'm not sure if that was actually offside. So
When you think about it, the chances still have been adding up for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo, despite the drop in number of personnel. But can Valenzuela PB Mendiola do the same as well?
chance maybe for Troy. Too close to Nathan Bata. I think Troy has pulled up, seeing limping here. It's out of your picture now. It looks like a little bit of cramp maybe. Oh no, he's gone down. So it's now 9 men for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Not ideal, and you never see this where it's 9 versus 10 at the moment.
If you think about it, in that first half, when they took a while to decide what they were going to do with the substitution of Balot Doctorat, Kaya Iloilo scored a goal. So let's see if they can take advantage now, being 10 players as compared to Valenzuela PB Mendiola's 9.
Here's Takardon. No foul called there on Simone Rota. Takardon up against Arboleda. Goes for the cross. Looked like handball, but no call from the referee. Gavin went a bit lucky there. If it was actually handball, this game is getting stretched now. It's becoming more like a basketball match. Again, so much space because it's 9 versus 10. Basindanan, will he get his 4th? Oh, it goes wide. The finish, not as confident as his earlier hat trick. The referee's going to stop the game here because, again, there is a Valenzuela PB Mendiola player down. And we see 2 subs. So it looks like the day of defender Gustavo is over. In his place will be number 3, Reggie Sulit.
So Troy is replaced by Sulit, and Felicia is replaced. Gustavo is replaced by Felicia.
There you have it.
Substitution for Venezuela PB Mendiola. Player number 5, Gustavo da Silva. Replaced by player number 14, Victor Felicia.
I actually think Basindanan might have injured himself also in that last play because he has just signaled to the Kaya bench that he might need to come off. So he did score a hat-trick, but not the ideal way to end your afternoon. Picking up an injury. It looks like it's going to be Janjan Melisa to come on in his place. He was just called back to the dugout from the substitutes area. So for the moment, it's still 9 versus 10. This time, they switched. It's now Mendiola with 10, Kaya with 9.
Unusual Sunday night football. Having very minimum players on each side at the moment.
Kaya in no rush to take his throw in. They'll wait for the substitution. Here's confirmation number 10, Janjan Meliza, on for Basandanan, who's off the pitch already.
Substitution for Kaya FC Iloilo. Player number 24, Sherwin Basintan, replaced by player number 10, Janjan Meliza.
Janjan Meliza has already picked up a hat-trick in their first outing against Philippine Army. Now coming off the bench.
Lucas Del Rosario will latch onto this ball in behind. Goes for, he'll take on his man. Cuts inside. Looking for a teammate. It's met by a Mendiola player rather than a Kaya one. Can Mendiola spark a counter-attack? Takardon looking for Fayol. It's overhit, so Mendy will get to this first. Fayol wanted that pass. Maybe a bit more crisper than what Takardon actually gave. Again, the state of this game has really slowed down because of the red card situation. A shot there was way over. Armband just now being passed on to Janjan Meliza, who will get a chance for the last 10 minutes of his game to add to his already plentiful tally this season. Already had a hat-trick in the opening day, so has a chance to get more for the last 10 minutes. And I imagine that there's going to be quite a bit of stoppage time also because of all the pauses in this game. Here's Del Rosario looking for Angeles. Throw into Kaya.
It was a crucial touch as well from Escosora. Had that one out of danger.
Angeles crossing opportunity. No one with him. Here's Benedict. Meliza over. But there was a chance there for him to add to his tally this season. Usually, when you see Meliza in that position, you usually expect him to at least test the goalkeeper. So Zambrano escapes without having to make a save there.
Thing with the attack of Kaya, it's not also like Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola are really closing them down.
Meliza. Muens. Kaya will not rush anything now, given the scoreline and the amount of time left. Del Rosario. Menzi. Again, Kaya did play last Thursday, so there might also be a little bit of tiredness in those legs at the moment because the turnaround has been very short. It's becoming a passing game now for Kaya.
It's good to see that Kaya FC Iloilo, despite having a game just last Thursday, just a few days ago, wasn't a dip in quality with their outing today. As we mentioned, scoring 7 goals already.
Again, it was a heavily rotated Kaya team today, but the performance, if you said before the game that it was a heavily rotated side, you would not believe that given especially the first half display, because it was really a dominant performance from the defending champions. As we see the fans here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, again, we encourage everyone to come here for the games every weekend here at Rizal Memorial Stadium. You can buy the tickets here at the venue itself. Chance maybe for Mendiola to get a consolation. Not much time left now. Long shot is taken, but that's going to go out. Nearly for a throw-in, in fact. Again, don't stay, or rather don't go anywhere after this game ends, because we have another game at 7 p.m. later today. It's a big clash between two rivals. It's Taguig FC, who got off to a perfect start last week with a win over Cebu. And it's Aguilas Yumac, who want to redeem themselves after losing to Kaya FC also. That's going to be a great match.
They're going to be a great match later on today. For today, for this matchup, just a few minutes left between Kaya FC Iloilo and Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They racked up the goals, but they racked up the cards as well. Later in that second half, Thoffner from Kaya FC was shown the red card, as well as Isaac Ano for the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And that's why on your screen now it's 10v10.
Good strength from Angeles. As you were mentioning, yes, that is the reason why it's 10 versus 10. And now that I'm remembering it, it's not even the first red cards that John Pineda has given this season. He gave one last week to Pete Forswell of One the Gig. So a lot of red cards also in this PFL season. Oh, chance for counter here. Bedic is in acres of space. Melissa, fresh from the bench, has legs to run into. Muenz, Lucas Del Rosario, throw on goal. Will he go for a pass? It's Muenz. Oh, and it goes wide. Thought that would nestle into the far corner, but somehow Gavin Muenz found the wrong side of the goal.
Great interplay for the side of Kaya FC Iloilo, passing that ball around. Wentz finding Del Rosario. Del Rosario, the pass right behind the defensive line. Back to Muenz, but he just couldn't find the back of the net.
Stoppage here because it's another stoppage here because it's Angeles now. I believe Angeles now on the ground receiving treatment. So there's So there's, I imagine, a lot of stoppage time for this matchup. Again, we had 2 red cards and quite a few injuries in the second half alone. Also, a Mendiola player on the deck. Not too sure if this is actually an injury or fatigue. Again, this is also Mendiola's 3rd game of the season. So like Kaya, they've already played quite a number of games in just 3 weeks. Mendiola actually don't play next week, so they are the team that will receive a bye. But you might actually think that that's not ideal because you'll have to sit with this result on your head for 2 weeks. And what's even not ideal is the fact that when they come back in 2 weeks, Stallion Laguna naman yung kalaban nila. So not ideal if you're a Mendiola fan.
Absolutely right. That's the worst thing that you can do if you lose a game, and then you just have to sit with that feeling for a long time. Because when you have games back to back, you shake things off right away, like for Kaya FC Iloilo.
Bedic scores, but that's offside. Quite clearly, actually. Not too sure how close it was, but I think even the Mendiola defenders stopped playing once the ball went through. But as you were mentioning, it is tough for any team to sit with a result like this for 2 weeks because usually you can play it out the next weekend and redeem yourself. But no, they have to think about this for at least 2 weeks.
And when you think of Kaya FC Iloilo, they just played on Thursday. They did lose 3-0 against Tampines Rovers. They have no choice but to shake that off. Eventually, most probably gonna get the win today.
Arboleda finds Melissa. Melissa goes for the cross. I think all the players were anticipating that would go across the face of goal when it actually went towards the penalty area, or penalty spot rather. Chance maybe here for Mendiola to spark a counter-attack. Fayol, oh, what a tackle from Audi Menzi because Fayol was nearly through on goal there. It's still 4 versus 4 here. Mendiola unfortunately just slowing down the attack. The coach of Mendiola putting his hand on his head. Offside there for Fayol. Coach of Mendiola just saying there, why didn't you go for it while it was 4 versus 4? He was pointing towards the Kaya goal.
Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola, they were able to string some passes together. They were able to bring it up in the attacking third.
Melissa cutting inside. It's through to Joven Bedic, through on goal. Will he get his goal? It's a save from Zambrano. Bedic on his weaker left foot, unable to divert it towards the far corner. So it's only a corner kick to Kaya.
Great work from Zambrano. Point blank. Save that he had to make. Went directly at him. But at the pace that ball was going, great reaction from the young goalkeeper.
Bedic will be the one to take the corner that he won. It's going to be an in-swinger. Can Kaya maybe get an 8th and bolster their goal difference even further? They go short, in fact, to Arboleda. Goes back to Bedic, shooting opportunity for Joven Bedic, straight into a Mendiola player. Some weak shots of handball from Kaya, but referee not hearing any of it. Del Rosario. Del Rosario, will he get his goal? Another save from Zambrano, similar to the one he just made on Bedic. And Mendiola will try to make their own counterattack. There's actually a man over on the opposite side. Pass was slightly behind him, so attack just dies down a bit. Ray, Del Rosario, will he get another chance? Del Rosario, the touch was just slightly too heavy, so it's taken away from him.
Just to break down again the saves made by Zambrano.
Fayol's in behind here. Fayol has a teammate in the penalty area, goes for the cross, met by Rota, and eventually worked away by Menzi. Mendiola have had openings in the second half to maybe get a consolation goal, but they haven't had the killer instinct in the final third.
Definitely, they have translated it to bringing the ball up in the attacking third, but just not into really chances that would really test Nathan Bata.
Bedic nearly latching onto that loose ball. This game really stretched now. I think both sides have fatigue in their legs. That's why the game is becoming a bit wild actually. And I was talking about fatigue. We see cramps here as we approach the 90th minute. Interesting to see how much added time is put on to this because there were a lot of stoppages plus the 2 red cards. Oh, okay. Only 3 minutes for this match.
Last 3 minutes for Kaya FC to seal the deal. Or if Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, so maybe get a goal in there and just tarnish the reputation of Kaya FC Iloilo, who, as you've mentioned, has had the perfect record coming into this third matchup. This could be their third clean sheet.
Of course, there is a saying in football, attack wins you games, but defense wins you titles. And looks to be that Kaya's defense is going to be spotless yet again for the third match. I think the important thing for Kaya is that they kept the clean sheet also against that Aguila side, which was their biggest test so far. Arboleda, Angeles, crossing opportunity for Kaya. But again, they're in no rush given the scoreline. Still Angeles. Lucas Del Rosario to Bedic. Shoots! There you have it, 8-0. And Joven Bedic, after trying multiple times, finally gets his goal off the bench.
Kaya FC Iloilo. Doesn't matter if they're 11 on the pitch or 10. Still have been playing cohesive football. Unlucky for Zambrano. He did have to make 3 big saves before this goal was scored against him. But that's just the quality that Joven Bedic brings. Unselfish work, Angeles to Del Rosario, finding Bedic. It's a tight angle to be able to finish. When you're a great striker, you're able to find a way. Well-timed pass as well, stays on side. Tight angle to finish from. And still somehow Bedic finds the back of the net.
Before the game started this afternoon, Kaya's goal difference was plus 13. That's now plus 21, which is, after 3 games, a massive goal difference. Here come Mendiola. Maybe they can get a last-minute consolation. Here's Takardon, or Fayol rather. He had Takardon outside of him. Still Fayol goes to Takardon, who goes for the cross, met by Rota. Fayol, the shot was weak and Rota gets a better clearance on the second try. Del Rosario going the other way. It's a tired Mendiola backline. So Del Rosario has energy to run into. Again, he came off the bench, unable to get past the defender that time. Well, there you have it, full time. Whistle from the referee. 8-0. A dominant display from the defending champions. Kaya FC Iloilo scoring through Ott twice. Martini Ray, Angeles Basendanan with a hat trick before getting injured. And Bedic with the last goal of the game.
Coach Yu Yoshida can't be too happy with this performance just because you did get that 8-0 win, but you also lost a defender for your next two matches. Especially in a defender, your foreign defender that you just signed in Magnus Thoffner. Despite that valiant effort from Kaya FC Iloilo, well-deserved win. They started at the 14th minute, put on their shooting boots and never looked back. It's going to be back to the drawing board for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They lost their opening fixture, got a win against Army, but again, another big defeat this time around against Kaya FC Iloilo.
Again, Kaya had so many chances in the second half. Here's Basindanan's goal early on in the second half. Got a good cross from Thoffner, chested it down and volleyed it into the far corner. Kaya just stepped on the gas. Here was Basindanan's hat-trick goal from a Mendiola set piece. It was a counter-attack which Kaya took advantage of. Basindanan clinical today, and he'll be making a case for breaking into the starting 11. Here's the quad view angle presented by Upstream Sports of that Basindanan hat-trick goal. Nutmegging Etheridge in the process. Basindanan by far and away today's man of the match. Bedic tried multiple times to get his goal. He did get it in the end.
Shifts from Thoffner as well. Chance from Arboleda from distance. It's one of the best chances we've seen from Mendiola. Wins connecting with Del Rosario on that left-hand side. 1-2 back to him. That just went off frame. Bedic as well, forcing Zambrano to make a save.
I think this was when Bedic finally, after trying more than once, got his goal. A well-taken finish from a tight angle, I must say. He finds the bottom corner on the opposite end, and Bedic, of course, gets his customary goal.
And it's a great team effort to get that final goal. And to get a dominant win today, 8-0 Kaya FC against Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Again, this is Kaya's third win in a row. The 13th sheet in a row. It's been a perfect start to them for this 2025 to 2026 PFL season. Again, I was your commentator today, Diego Cordero, and alongside me was Natasha Alquiros Dato. Again, don't go anywhere because in a bit we will also have another game, One Taguig FC versus Aguilas UMAC FC. So stay tuned for that one.
What was going through your mind during the game?
Gusto ko lang mag-contribute sa team. Gusto ko rin na i-prove na maging part ako ng rotation ng team. Shout out sa fans ng Kaya Football Club Iloilo. Palagi lang mag-support sa kahit sa live or dito sa Rizal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po. Thank you po.